Are you ready? We're getting ready. Our next speaker is Terry Clark, and he's a Keene City Councilor, and he'll discuss promoting clean energy initiatives with the city while working to curtail fossil fuel development in Keene. Terry?
Thank you very much. Before we get started, I wanted to assure everybody that this major solar spill that we're getting today isn't going to affect our environment. Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept that it soon will be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you sink like a stone, for the times they are changing. Pretty prophetic words, still after 55 years, still very prophetic. Now we're here to talk about energy in our future, and more to the point, incorporating sustainable energy sources into our infrastructure so that we can meet the goals of other organizations as well as this fine organization, Ready for 100 Renewable. Special interest forces for years have been telling us, you can't do that, it's too expensive, technology isn't ready yet. Maybe someday, and in the meantime, let's use this or that bridge fuel until the time is right. Well, in a nutshell, they've been telling us that economic realities are more important than environmental concerns. But the city of Keene has already taken steps to prove that wrong. Last year, we began replacing our streetlights with LED technology, which has allowed us to save enough money already from last year to put a new roof on 350 Marlborough Street, which is going to allow us to install a 1.3 megawatt solar array later this year. That's going to provide almost all of the electricity that of that entire complex's needs. That's the police department, the Keene ICE, and the Public Works Department. Now, the time is right now, and the deniers can no longer credibly use the old excuses. Legislators and policymakers who are still trot out those same old excuses are depending that people don't understand the truth. Well, I'm going to ask you, do you understand the truth? Legislators and policymakers understand the truth too, and these people aren't ignorant of these facts. There was a time when we could give them a pass, but not anymore. Legislators and policymakers who still deny the feasibility of sustainable energy infrastructure, in my view, are very suspect. They're suspect of misplaced priorities, they're suspect of misplaced loyalties, or suspect of just plain and simple collusion with the fossil fuel industry. It's time for them to own up to which it is, because we're not buying that baloney anymore. Our public utilities have to start embracing sustainable energy sources and stop wasting time on fossil fuels. The age of oil is over. Peak oil was some time ago. When are they going to realize that? Our regional and our national grids have to be updated, starting now, to distribute electricity created by wind, solar, tides, and biomass energy. These technologies are here today at costs lower or equal to fossil fuels. Technologically and economically, we could start flipping the switches today. The only thing holding us back is the political will to oppose those who are already heavily invested in the fossil fuel industry. I have a message for our state legislators. Tear down the walls protecting utility profits and allow utilities to come into the market that are going to give us sustainable energy. These are some of the reasons that I'm opposing Liberty Utilities' effort to bring fracked gas into Keene. They want to triple the capacity of gas in this city over the next 10 to 20 years. Ladies and gentlemen, we will never reach the goals that we have set forward if we allow projects like these to contradict our goals. I've already read the company's plans, and I've listened to their pleadings in the PUC, and let me tell you, they're not being forthcoming. Fracked gas is not virgin natural gas, so stop calling it natural gas. There's nothing natural about it. Fracked gas contains remnants of deadly chemicals infused into it through the hydraulic fracturing process. And ironically, these same chemicals have already been banned in this country and all over the world for other uses because they can cause respiratory and heart disease and cancer. Congress knows it's not safe to bring these deadly chemicals into our community. Why else would they exempt the fracking industry from these bans and protect them from not having to disclose the names of the chemicals? Yeah. Protecting patents? My eye. They say that natural gas is cleaner than propane. Well, it's not. The major component of natural gas is methane, which is 86% more dangerous than CO2. And Liberty says they have no leaks in the Keene distribution system, but their own PUC filings show that the loss of product from plant to customer in Keene is higher than any of their other facilities. So I wonder where that gas is going. It's going into our atmosphere. And you know that we have an inversion problem here in Keene. We'll be breathing those deadly chemicals. Your children will be breathing those deadly chemicals. We can't do it. There's really no upside to bringing frack gas into Keene, even economically, because of the uncertainties of future supplies and infrastructure costs. It's really likely that ratepayers will be stuck with huge stranded costs for years and years and years. So frack gas is not a future I want to contemplate. It's not consistent with our sustainability goals. It's adverse to our citizens' health and the health of our local economy. So before I get the hook, let me applaud the Sierra Club and the Monadnock Progressive Alliance for bringing the Ready for 100 launch program to Keene. And I urge my fellow city councilors, county legislators, school board members, and all of the staff that they represent to embrace it and to do it now. Because the times, they are a-changing, folks. Let's change with them.